Hey guys, so today I'm gonna do a follow-up video on SNDK and IREN. So if you watched my other SNDK video, I explained in detail that every time the price tested the 50 SMA after a big drop, we got a spike out of it. So every time we spiked out of the bounce out of the 50 SMA. But before we continue, remember this is not financial advice. So what are we seeing right now? I mean, last video I said that this was an amazing time to buy because price was below the 50 SMA, and also I also told you guys that we were testing a key Fibonacci zone, the 786 886 zone, plus the the 50 SMA. So that was a double confluence, and I said that if this was the potential high, assuming we would probably create a lower high and then roll over. But from what I'm seeing right now, price is testing the 50% 618 zone, and I'm not seeing any selling pressure. So from what I'm seeing right now in terms of price action, I mean, it's highly likely this is not the top, and we're just gonna push higher. But congrats to anybody who bought this dip on SNDK after a 36% drawdown into the SMA. So that's about it for SNDK. So I want to talk a little bit more about IREN and why I have been bearish. So if you guys saw my other video, I was always explaining that this time around, so let's take this. Okay, so back in 2024 2025 we had this price action, and this price action is really similar to this one. But I actually noticed something that I want to share with you guys, because let's take away this. Okay, so I also see some similarities on the RSI, because see here the RSI was super overbought, and basically, okay, let me take a different tool. Okay, so the RSI was overbought here, and we had the high here. So we had the high here, and the RSI was super overbought here. But the second high, see that the RSI is getting lower compared to this high. The same thing here. So this RSI is getting lower compared to this previous RSI. And what I'm seeing here, so I drew a vertical line, right, to signal that when we were oversold on the RSI. But in this case, we had a massive around 40% drop. We got the oversold RSI, but the thing is, we also after that drop, we dropped another 34% or so after that initial drop, and the RSI just stayed oversold for quite a long time, right? In this case, we stay oversold for 56 days. So I'm seeing something similar, because here and the second one, the RSI was lower than this one, the same here, and now basically we broke the 50, and we're getting lower on the RSI in this third potential top. The same thing is happening here right now. So I expect the RSI to potentially stay lower and price go lower to the downside. And I have this buying zone, so this has been my first target, which also coincides with a gap fill. So if we really get that flush that I'm really seeing likely probable, that would likely be a good buying opportunity. So another thing that I've been telling people, so here we have we have a key resistance area, right? Because price has been telling us that. So I'm not sure. So see, we had reaction here, we had a reaction here. See, and we retraced, then break, retrace, retrace. We bounce out of here. So we tested the other day this area, we rejected. Today we're testing and we're rejecting. So I'm watching this level closely because this level is super important. If we cannot break this level and we don't flip this resistance into support, that would give more probability to my thesis that once we reject and we don't hold this area, we're gonna retest this $31 zone on iron. So this is something to really be paying attention to because it really has a lot of similarities to this area, to this time around, in terms of the RSI, in terms of the triple topping formation, distributive formation. So I prefer to buy iron on a much cheaper valuation if we really get the opportunity. See, we have been underperforming on this recent earnings, and because I expect Bitcoin to go down, this would impact the sentiment on the data centers. So I'll be watching this really closely this week to see if we are able to break this resistance or we're just gonna flush down in the next coming month. Hey guys, so before